Hello, listeners. I'm Alex Hunter, and you're listening to Ghost Radio. Tonight, once again, we're going to hear a strange and mysterious experience sent to us by one of our listeners. Today's email was sent by Daniel Carter from the small town of Cedar Falls in the state of Iowa, United States. Daniel says this incident happened about 2 years ago. Even today, he still cannot explain what really happened that night. So now, I'm going to read Daniel's email exactly the way he wrote it. Hello, my name is Daniel Carter, and I'm writing this email from a small town called Cedar Falls in Iowa. For many years, I've enjoyed listening to scary and mysterious stories, but I never imagined that one day something strange would happen to me. This incident happened about 2 years ago, but even today I still cannot explain what really happened that night. At that time, I was living alone in a small rented house on the edge of town. The place was very quiet. Around the house there were large cornfields and a narrow dirt road that very few people used after dark. I worked from home as a graphic designer, so it was normal for me to stay awake very late at night. That particular night was in late October. The weather was cold and a light wind was blowing outside. I remember the time very clearly. It was around 1:30 in the morning when I finally shut down my computer and decided to go to bed. Just as I turned off the lights, I suddenly heard something. Knock, knock, knock. The sound was coming from my bedroom window. At first, I thought maybe a tree branch was hitting the glass because of the wind. But there was one problem. There were no trees near that window. The nearest tree was at least 20 feet away. I tried to ignore it and lay down again. But a few seconds later, knock, knock, knock. This time, it sounded louder. My heart started beating faster. I slowly sat up and stared toward the window. The curtains were closed, so I couldn't see anything outside. I told myself it was probably nothing. Still, something didn't feel right. I got out of bed and slowly walked toward the window, and the moment I got close, the knocking stopped. Everything became completely silent. For a few seconds, there was no sound at all. Then suddenly, knock. Just one single knock, right in front of me. I froze. There was no doubt now. The sound had come from outside the window. My mind started racing. Who would be outside my house at almost 2 in the morning? My house was far from the main road, and almost nobody ever walked near that area at night. After a moment, I slowly pulled the curtain aside. But there was no one there, only darkness. A dim yellow light from a street lamp far away barely lit the yard, but I could still see clearly that nobody was standing outside. I stood there staring for almost a full minute. Nothing moved. Feeling a little relieved, I closed the curtain and turned back toward my bed. That's when I heard something that made my entire body go cold. A whisper, very faint, right outside the window. It sounded like someone softly saying my name. Daniel. I immediately turned back and pulled the curtain open again. Still nothing. Now I was truly scared. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight, pointing the light through the glass toward the yard. The beam moved slowly across the grass, the dirt, and the old wooden fence behind the house, and then I saw something. Footprints. Fresh footprints in the dirt right below the window. But they looked strange. They were bare footprints, and they were much larger than normal human footprints. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. But the strangest thing was this. The footprints started right below the window, but there were no footprints leading to the window, and none leading away. It looked like something had simply appeared there and then vanished. I quickly stepped back and locked the window. For the rest of the night, I couldn't sleep. I kept every light in the house on and stayed awake until sunrise. In the morning, I went outside to check the yard again. The footprints were still there, but there was something else. Next to the prints were 3 long scratches in the dirt. They looked like claw marks, as if something with sharp claws had dragged them across the ground. I took a picture with my phone, but later that day, when I tried to show the photo to a friend, the picture was gone, completely deleted from my phone. I never heard the knocking again after that night. But sometimes, when the house is completely quiet late at night, I still feel like someone is standing outside the window, watching, waiting. I moved out of that house 6 months later, and even today, I still don't know who or what was knocking on my window that night. Daniel Carter, Cedar Falls, Iowa.